Hey everyone, Gizmo here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I would like to talk to you about Chocobo GP. For those of you who don't know, Chocobo GP is a game developed by Square Enix, and on the surface it is a fun thrill ride of a kart racer similar to that of the style of Mario Kart, but with the Final Fantasy IP instead. And whilst there is some fun to be had, the gameplay itself is simplistic in comparison to something like Mario Kart. Even so, it still has really good gameplay and maintains its own unique feel. I will definitely say though, that the appeal for Chocobo GP mainly comes from being a Final Fantasy fan already, and it's a real nostalgia trip for me with the tracks, such as Gold Saucer and Alexandria, just to name a couple. Adding to that nostalgia, Chocobo GP also has a plethora of Final Fantasy characters to unlock and choose from, each with their own unique vehicle stats and ultimate abilities, which you can activate when you fill up the ability meter. This is a bonus because the unique abilities do freshen up the gameplay, as each character offers a different playstyle from the last. For example, Shiva can use Diamond Dust to freeze every opponent on the track, whilst characters like Sherma can reflect incoming enemy attacks, returning them to the sender. I mainly play as Squall, Mecha, Chocobo, Cactar and Cloud myself, and both Cloud and Squall are currently available with the Season Pass for Season 1 of the game. Cloud being the main reason I ended up purchasing Chocobo GP in the first place, and it's through this purchase that I realised something. There's problems with Chocobo GP. Before I get into that though, I do want to highlight that Square Enix have made changes to Chocobo GP based on initial feedback, which has helped to make the game more enjoyable and fair. Like awarding 800 gems on your first login, which is enough to cover the season pass as long as you don't pay for the 2400 gem option to skip to level 60 and automatically unlock Cloud, which, well, it sounds appetizing, right? Well, I would definitely recommend against it, since it will not save you from the grind that you would have to do later on down the line anyway, as level 60 only really clears around about 20% of the max XP you would need, and that is me being generous with that figure. Square have also reduced the total XP for Max Season Pass from 2 million all the way down to 500,000 to 540,000 if I was to take a guess based on my current level. Additionally, the Season Pass duration has been extended from the 16th of May all the way until the end of May. So, what exactly are the problems with Chocobo GP? Well, let's get into it. See, whilst the light version is free to play, microtransactions are a thing when it comes to obtaining additional gems to purchase some things in the marketplace, such as cosmetic items, like costumes and music, which on the surface doesn't feel too bad with today's values of microtransactions in video games, because it's all just optional cosmetic stuff, right? It's all just optional cosmetic stuff, right? But that's the biggest problem with Chocobo GP, because these microtransactions still exist within the retail version, and it's not just the cosmetics either. I will add that in the light version you do not have access to the season pass, and there is a limited character roster which you can obtain in that version. I've not played the light version myself, so I can't really tell you the exact differences between the light version's characters and the retail versions, but what I do know is, well, nothing, because on Square Enix's website they do not go into details. But most characters from my experience are unlocked through the main story within the retail version, which you don't have access to in the light version besides the prologue chapter, which doesn't unlock you any characters. So in that case, from my point of view, you must be really, really limited in what the game must offer when it comes to the light version and its characters. And the fact that in the full version of the game you are still subject to the microtransactions really, really stings, since you have had to purchase the real game anyway. It really looks like this game is out to get as much of your real hard-earned gil as it possibly can, as it's not only the marketplace items such as the cosmetics that are present in the light version, but now in the retail version you are subject to some additional items. For example, the team stickers. And what these essentially do is these help you gain XP faster to unlock the rewards within the season pass for hitting certain level milestones. For example, Cloud, you can get both of his bikes at level 100, colour palettes and Gil. Although Gil is a finite resource in Chocobo GP, as these are only awarded from the Season Pass and any daily or weekly challenges. But they are a necessity to unlock Squall and the vehicles related to him and any other additional colour palettes. Because Gil is so finite, I would definitely say prioritise what items it is you want from the Gil Marketplace first before you end up purchasing anything. I would definitely recommend ticking Squall off that list immediately, because there is no way to guarantee that any of these items will come back in the future with other season passes. And just to focus back on the stickers, you can choose to use one every single time you boot up an online game of Chocobo GP. To capture the stickers though, if you use them, is you need to clear the top 4 places in a race to earn the associated XP with the stickers. So if you place anywhere from 5th to last in a race, you lose the round and are removed from the GP. With the entire GP consisting of 4 races, so if you really want to make the most out of these stickers, you would have to clear the top 4 places in every single race. I will admit though, if you can play Chocobo GP enough and purchase the Season Pass with the 800 free gems on initial login, as long as you've played from about the first couple of weeks from the game's release, you can get to level 200 without the need to purchase anything with real money. As long as you have the time to grind out and, well, your life doesn't get in the way. The stickers themselves are a sure way of grinding out multiple levels quicker and are also awarded from the Season Pass as well. Just make sure you don't run out if you plan on avoiding the microtransactions. And if you haven't yet played Chocobo GP, I will still say getting Cloud and his bikes are obtainable if they are something you would like and you're willing to purchase the full version of the game before the end of Season 1. One criticism the game has received from players since release is due to the free gems you earn have an expiry date that do run out in 5 months from when they're first obtained. Although this is something Square has yet to change, if you use gems to purchase the Season Passes when they're available, I honestly don't see how this will ever be an issue. That being said, it's just a shame that microtransactions similar to that of a mobile gacha game are littered in what is essentially a fun, colourful kart racer at heart. Especially when considering the game still currently has very little content besides characters to keep your attention after purchasing the full version. This is more of a problem when considering you get full access to every track the game has to offer within the light version, and since most of your time playing Chocobo GP will be the online mode anyway, light version players enjoy playing through that story and going through the same tracks just to unlock more characters. And currently there are only 8 tracks in total as of Season 1, and whilst there are variations to these tracks, they don't offer enough to stop them feeling the same even after the variations. Except for maybe Big Bridge, but that's just because it has barriers that can block your progress around the track in the technical variation, which don't even appear in these long or short versions of the track. And while Square Enix have revealed there are plans to include more tracks for free in Chocobo GP, with the introduction of each season, regardless of which version of the game you happen to play, I have to wonder just how much content will be offered in the future of Chocobo GP, especially when looking at the full version. I'll be honest, it all just feels like DLC when it comes to the content found in this game, and as much as it pains me to say this, I really don't know how much fun Chocobo GP will be to anyone who is not already an established Final Fantasy fan, especially if you already own other kart races in the genre, as Chocobo GP sadly doesn't offer anything really new to the table. I will remain optimistic, however, that the future of Chocobo GP can provide more worthwhile content and I can continue to play a game that I do enjoy playing. And I just want to make it clear at the end of this video that although I do bring up a lot of concerns and problems with Chocobo GP as a game, I am a fan of Square Enix and their many IPs at heart, and any critiques I do bring up, I do so in the hopes that they can improve not only Chocobo GP, but their other games in the future. And although quality is important when it comes to things like gameplay and stuff like that, please don't overlook quantity when making video games, because the content that you offer to the player is equally as important, especially when you consider these games that will continue to update as live service titles. Just make sure the content's there available at the get-go, as that really can actually make or break these kinds of games. And if there's one thing that I really would wish Chocobo GP would add to their character roster, it would be this little guy here, the Tomberry. He has helped me to protect my guild because he can deal out 9,999 damage to anybody who tries to take your money. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'm just interested, do you share the same opinions about Chocobo GP as I do? What other content would you be interested in Square Enix adding to the future of this game? And if you're a light version owner or haven't played the game especially, is the content on offer, such as the characters and story and other modes, enough to warrant your purchase? I would be more than interested if you could pop those down in the comments below, and please like and subscribe to this channel if you do like this content. I'll see you around.